Hi, it's Jen. Guess I'm still pregnant. No, we are roughly 22 weeks now, so past that halfway point. I'm feeling really, really excited about this pregnancy. So I've had a lot of friends and family asking for updates, kind of wanting to know how things are going, how we're feeling, what our plans are for this baby. And so I figured I would hop in here and just kind of throw it all in one place for you. So for those that don't know, this is our fourth baby, blah, blah, blah. Sixth pregnancy. So we have had 2 miscarriages, and so the whole first trimester of this one was really nerve-wracking. I think for me and my husband and the kids, honestly. We've always been really transparent with the kids about our experiences, and so especially my oldest, who's 9, I think she was a little bit nervous, constantly kind of asking questions about whether the baby was okay. So that was pretty tricky to navigate. Once we got past like 7 to 8 week mark, we felt really good because both of our previous losses were early losses. Not that it can't happen at that point. It definitely can and does. But for me, that was kind of like a turning point with getting past that amount of time and feeling a little bit more secure in how my body was responding. I was definitely feeling like complete crap, which sucks in itself, but it was a good sign that my body was hormonally responding well to this pregnancy. So pregnancy so far has been like completely different than the last few. So maybe a girl? I don't know. We'll see. My nausea was like really, really intense the whole first trimester. Exhaustion had me legit couch bound. And those that know me well know I'm kind of a busybody. So when I'm home during the day, I'm like constantly up moving around and honestly very rarely sit. And so when my husband would come home multiple days in a row and I would be laying on the couch binge watching shows or sleeping while the kids binge watch shows, that was a tough, few weeks at least to navigate through. But it's a season of our lives, and we did what we needed to do to ask for help from family and friends, or to just let the kids watch a little more TV than normal just to kind of get through that little bit of time. I've had a lot of food aversions. Somehow, while having major aversions, I'm still gaining weight, which is great. Definitely had to give up coffee completely, which I planned on cutting back. I'm normally a pretty big coffee drinker, but for whatever reason, this first trimester that just passed, I could not drink coffee. I couldn't smell coffee. I tried making a pot a few different times for my husband, and it made me completely nauseous. I had a lot of trouble with ordinary foods that I would eat, even eggs. I would normally eat an omelet or something in the morning, and I could not stomach eggs for anything. And so it was really tricky to find foods that I could eat that weren't just junk carbs. But smoothies were a really big go-to. Thankfully, my mother-in-law got us one of the Ninja blenders that has the individual cups on top. So I was easily able to throw some kale and some citrus fruits in a blender and make a smoothie to take on the go or to just carry around the house, which helped a ton. I have wanted all the citrus and pizza. There were multiple days in a row where I was eating pizza with pineapple for breakfast. I know that's so bad to just binge pizza all the time, but it was so good. And those little cutie oranges, I have been going through those ridiculously. In previous pregnancies, some of my cravings were terribly enough, chocolate cow milk. Ooh, I get nauseous even thinking about that now. Deviled eggs, pickles, kind of some of your typical things. But yeah, this time around has been hardcore citrus. I've been nesting really bad this time. I feel like every baby, it gets more and more intense with the way that I nest and how soon it starts. So already, we're at 22 weeks, and I'm already wanting to tear my house apart and renovate everything, which I know is driving my husband nuts. With Sully's pregnancy, I was 32 to 36 weeks and completely redid our upstairs bathroom where I planned to have him. So this time, the poor man just keeps coming home and furniture's moved all over the place. But I don't know, I'm just gonna end up turning our house upside down cleaning, and that's okay. So it helps me to feel a lot better to kind of pick random areas of the house and completely restructure and reorganize them. I love trying to organize, but I'm actually not a very organized person. And so this time around, I've had this really crazy urge to make sure everything has its place. I do have a few projects planned for later on in this pregnancy. Our dishwasher is not draining properly, so I get to add redoing our kitchen flooring to that list. But it's something that needs done, and it's something that I will probably get a lot of nesting satisfaction from. Beyond wanting to clean everything and do all the projects, I'm nesting so hardcore that like I don't want to leave my house. Part of that's probably like prenatal anxiety related, which I've not dealt with until this pregnancy. I don't know, I just feel like I want to stay home and be here in my birth zone all the time. Even though it's really early, like I just feel like I need to be here. And I mean, that's so intense that like I don't even like going to the grocery, so thank goodness for grocery delivery and friends that come here. Just general apology to anyone that I have tried to make plans with and canceled on. I'm sorry. If you want to come here and hang out, I would love to have you, but I'm having major issues leaving the house. I'm kind of working through that. I'm hoping that that gets better as the pregnancy progresses, but I kind of have a feeling it might be the opposite as I'm like really, really prepping for baby. Feeling like a mama cat that just like wants to hide in a closet. So I've had some questions about what supplements we're taking this time. With Sully, I took the Smarty Pants prenatal, which I like because it is methylated. For those that aren't sure of their MTHFR status, I think that that's something really important to check into. I'm actually not sure of mine, but I know that my husband has multiple mutations. That's just something we're really cautious about in our family in general, and making sure that all of us are getting the proper methylated vitamins. So I do like that. I don't like that they were bought out, and to be honest, I'm not sure by who, but I don't like that, and I don't like the sugar content. There's a few other things that I'm just kind of like, I wanted to find a better option that was like more whole foods based. I do get a lot of my vitamins now that I'm feeling better and having less aversion from food sources, which I think is probably the most important and most absorbable. However, I do still take a daily prenatal. The one I'm currently taking is from Best Nest, and I will actually link it below. You can get it on Amazon. I get it through their website and do like a subscribe thing so that I do get a certain percentage off. I take one in the morning, one at night, and they're great. I haven't had any nausea taking them, and that's kind of the big thing, because I would previously in other pregnancies take a prenatal vitamin and then feel really awful. I've not noticed that. You can get it with or without iron. I did get it with iron because in the past I have had issues with anemia, and especially when I'm not pregnant, I have a lot of issues with like blacking out throughout the day, and so making sure that I have proper iron supplement is important. Other supplements that I do take during the day are my Life 9 probiotic from Young Living. I do have a Super C vitamin and vitamin D3. I don't take those every day, and I probably should take them more regularly. It just kind of depends. Definitely during the winter, I will take the vitamin D. Everyone in our family does take vitamin D3. And I have the vitamin C supplement, but we more often use like the Camu powder. I think that's how you say it. And throw a little bit of that into our smoothies. I've gotten a lot of questions about what our plan is for this baby, for our pregnancy, and for delivery. This baby, I'll dive like more into our birth plan at a later date on a different video, but just to simplify it, my first two were born previously in hospital. Both were medicated deliveries, both with midwives, and they were wonderful ladies, but they were still bound by hospital protocol and procedures. Their mindset surrounding birth was not in tune with what I actually wanted, which ultimately led me to having a medicated delivery with each of them. Sully was born at home, unassisted. We wanted a midwife. We were not financially in a place to be able to make that happen, and I was absolutely not going to the hospital again unless it was an emergency. So we chose to deliver at home unassisted, and it was a completely life-changing experience. I would definitely encourage those that are interested in natural birthing to consider birthing at home. With or without a midwife is completely your call. I definitely think that midwife care is incredibly important. I do have a couple that are local that I absolutely adore. For us, given my experience in birth work, how my husband and I mesh together, our confidence and our views on birthing in kind of like an unhindered, unmicromanaged way, and how well I trust that my husband knows birth, we feel really confident birthing unassisted. But I definitely would encourage you, if you are wanting a natural birth, to consider checking out local home birth midwives too. That said, we are planning unassisted at home again, and I'll kind of dive into like more specifics on our birth plan and how we're prepping for that. But right now, that kind of looks pretty simple. Claire and I usually will sit down and check my fundal height, check on baby's heart tones. She's really loving learning about all of the prenatal care aspect of this. Sully and Alex like to help check with a Doppler. which we don't use too frequently, but I do use on occasion. My husband really honestly isn't too involved during pregnancy as far as like prenatal care, just because there's not much to it. I mean, honestly, we don't go to appointments. We don't have to worry about like any ultrasounds or anything, which no, we are not getting an ultrasound this time. It's just our personal choice. So hopefully there's just one in there. I've only found one heart tone, and I am feeling movements that are in sync with just one, and growth wise, everything's just right on track for that. But yeah, we'll dive into more of like our prenatal care. Maybe I'll do one of our appointments on video for you guys and let Claire talk through it with you. So that's it for now. I'll be checking back in with you here in a couple of weeks and really diving into our birth supply cart, how we organize all of our birth things in like the areas of our home in preparation for our home birth, and talking to you about our birth plan and what information I keep on hand for those that will be present during our delivery. So talk to you soon.